Greetings, strictly medicinal Materia Medica. This morning we're talking about mint. This row of mint that you see here is spearmint, Mentha spicata, which is one of the really good ones. This is in the family Lamiaceae, the mints. All the mints are going to have square stems, and they are all good tea herbs for the most part. Most of them tasty, some of them bitter, but the mints themselves, whether it be spearmint or peppermint or any of the known cultivars like chocolate mint, they're all good for making tea. They're safe for consumption, and they are universal flavoring agents that are met with enthusiastic acceptance by the general populace. The herb may be used by itself as a cooling and stimulating digestive beverage. It is soothing to the stomach and the digestion. It may also be combined with other herbs in order to improve their taste, and those that make herbal formulas sometimes add mint in order to improve the acceptance quotient, especially when bitter or foul-tasting herbs are required in the formula. The strong tea or the tincture is an excellent breath freshener, and it's a very good cure for the hiccups. The breath freshening effects of mint make it the herb of choice for smokers, and it tends to neutralize the bad breath of smokers, and as such it's always a very good practice for those who smoke to take some tincture of mint afterwards and swish the mouth. That's out of compassion for those who might come close. The herb is a classic tea herb, and really the best way to harvest and use it is to cut the tops during the flowering stage, which is the stage that you see here. Actually, right now we're in the late flowering stage. The date is October 1st, 2017, and the mint could be harvested today after the dew dries off, and it could have been harvested during the previous several weeks while it was just coming into flower. Now, it is the entire fresh or dried aerial portion that is useful, but without the stems. You can make a tincture of the fresh plant. You can make a tincture of the dried plant. You can also make a glycerite of the fresh plant. It extracts in glycerin fairly well. Mint is not appropriate for the decoction because it contains a lot of essential oils which are driven off by boiling, so you don't want to make it into a decoction. It's suitable for cultivation in most zones of the U.S., being hardy in zones 3 to 9, and may be propagated by using the runners, as it is a creeping perennial, evergreen in the warmer zones, and really pretty much herbaceous in the colder zones where it dies down to the root and you'd have to dig down through the snow to find any green portions. Well, you can plant the spearmint, Mentha spicata, from seed, and it will give you a reasonably consistent plant that you can utilize in herbal medicine. And any peppermint that you find growing that has the appropriate characteristics that you're looking for and has a good taste can be propagated by the runners. That would be a clone of the parent, and that can be quite useful because peppermint can be variable from seed, and so you don't necessarily know that you're going to get exactly what you want unless you take a cutting from the mother plant, in which case it is identical to the mother. Makes a cooling tea, doesn't it? It's deliciously cooling for the summertime, somewhat stimulating to the central nervous system, certainly digestive, and it makes a good sun tea. That is, you can just take the fresh or dried aerial parts of the plant and put them in a mason jar, cover with clear water, and set in the sun for a day or two, and it will definitely become imparted with the minty taste, and that can be delicious, sweetened, unsweetened, and possibly even over ice on a very hot day. That should cool the sweat of your labors. So, mint prefers a moist and relatively fertile ground. It will grow well in any kind of loam or even clay. It's traditional to plant mint around the hose bib, which I really like. If you have a pipe coming up out of the ground with a hose bib on it and it's surrounded by mint, then the grasses don't grow there because the mint forces them out, and you can always reach your hose bib for turning on and off. Watch out for the bees, though, because the bees do really enjoy the blossoms. Beyond that, there's not really that much more to say about mint. It isn't really a cure for anything. It is itself rather delicate, somewhat gentle, always there when you need it. On a regular day, walking down the rows, I'll always take a nip of mint and hold it in my mouth. It's kind to my thoughts, it's kind to my digestion, and it's kind to my neighbors. Make it a great day.